This is Pharaoh's Visor of dsdatabase.org, and today we're gonna do the first impressions for iSmart MM. Now, I've had the cart for a few days, however, I've only actually spent a few hours with it. So inside the box is a foam tray that has the iSmart and the microSD reader. There's not a whole lot in here, but it is cheaper than the Supercard DS2, and as you'll see later on, it is very similar to a DS2. So let's take this out. The iSmart MM is competing with the Supercard DS2. Now if we take a close look, you'll see that it is almost identical, except perhaps in color. The teeth are the same, there's the screw on the side. If you take a look at the forums, such as GBA Temp and the iSmart forum, it seems that the iSmart is closer to the iPlayer than the DS2. What that means, I'm not really sure, but despite it being closer in terms of hardware, it does perform very closely to the DS2. So I'm just going to plug it in here right now and boot it up. This is a DSi, so it does run on the DSi, including the latest firmware. If you boot it up right now, you'll see that the first menu is just like the Supercard DS2. You have icons that give you different options. There's a GBA emulator, the movie player, which is also the media player, as well as spots for plugins. And I'm pretty sure you can put more plugins, but I'll cover that in the full review. So let's start off with the DS games. Here's the new menu. There's two list modes, and I like seeing the icons. So as you can see, I haven't done extensive testing, but all these games work, including some later, newer games, which Rune Factory 3, Golden Sun, etc. Again, I haven't done very exhaustive testing yet. I've only just sort of gotten a good feel for the cart. As such, I can say that my limited testing shows that it is on par with the DS2, but simply said, that means that the 10-20 games I've tested work. The GBA games, the 3 that I tested, are on par, and the 1 video I tested works, so that's not saying too much at this point, but at least we know that some of the newer games work, and yeah. So as you can see, Golden Sun, it works. While I'm here, I might as well also show the in-game menu. Oops. There we are. And the in-game menu, obviously designed a little different, but has the exact same items as the DS2. There's the slow motion, so you can slow down the speed of the game. There's also free cheat, which allows you to search values, and if you guys have ever used Cheat Engine, or have used the DS2, you know how this works, but essentially you search for various values, for example, the amount of HP you have, the lives you have, and then you change it once, so you die once or you get hurt a little, search a new value, and you do that a couple times until you isolate it down to 1 or 2 addresses. I don't really have any values in mind right now, but essentially what this will let you do is freeze or add to values, and it's a very, very basic tool that will let you design your own cheats. again, very basic, so don't expect too much out of it. I'm not sure why I keep doing that. I keep clicking select by accident. Game guides, as you can see, you can pull up a text file, and here is a Golden Sun walkthrough that is, let's see if I can find the creator. Yes, over here. So Igor Sheluko. Yes. So you can browse through a walkthrough, and again, it's very nice. It's a good feature. And the good news is it's unlike the earlier generation flashcards where you have to enable this beforehand, state explicitly that you want this feature. So in any game you can pull up this menu and have everything work. Also, of course, there's a real-time save and real-time load. Save at any point and load the save file. I believe this is right off the bat. And there is some glitching sometimes, but for the most part it hasn't been too bad. Let's see if I can reset the system. And let's move on to another feature, the GBA emulator. As you can see, this is the GBA emulator that Dark Chen originally released with the iPlayer. Theoretically, it should be worse off than... There we are. It should be worse than the DS2 player, but from what I'm hearing, it is updated a little. So let's see. There. So I already moved into the latter parts of this game, and there is still lag, but unlike the iPlayer version, this one runs a little better and is closer to the performance of the DS2. Now, whether this is because of the micro SD I'm using or something like that, I am not entirely sure, but as it is right now, I have pretty favorable first impressions for the GBA emulator. And let's see, we don't have too much time left. So before all that, I wanted to show you guys the media player. Now again, I've only tested one video. And this is the same video I tested way back when the iPlayer came out. So, Spice and Wolf. So as you can see, again, very similar to DS2, some buttons rearranged, but the performance is identical as far as I can tell. Now, I will be further testing whether all the formats are working, but again, from what I'm hearing, it is almost identical to DS2. So that's it for my first impressions. The iSmart is definitely a card to look out for because it is a couple bucks cheaper than the DS2, and as it stands right now, it looks to perform very, very close to DS2, if not identical. So be sure to keep your eyes on dsdatabase.org and realhotstuff.com for further updates. Thank you for watching.